The streets of Kiwana City pulsed with the rhythm of drums. The sun was sinking beyond the horizon, and the air carried the scent of dust, sunlight, and memories. Zarifa walked with gentle steps, her long amber gown brushing against the ground. Every eye followed her, yet she searched only for one face, Malik. 6 years had passed since the day she left both Malik and the city behind. Now she had returned, but peace no longer lived in her eyes, only a silent secret did. She stopped, and amidst the drumbeats, Malik appeared before her. Time itself seemed to pause. "Zarifa," his voice trembled, "is it really you?" Zarifa smiled faintly, but her eyes spoke of a deep sorrow. "Yes, Malik, but everything has changed." A gust of wind fluttered her gown. For a fleeting moment, Malik thought he saw a small movement beneath the fabric. His heart began to race, but Zarifa lowered her gaze. In the fading light of evening, the secret hidden beneath her gown drew its first breath. The darkness of night had wrapped Kiwana City in its embrace. In the dim glow of lanterns along the streets, the drumbeats had grown deeper, resonating through every corner. Malik sat on the rooftop, his gaze fixed on the sky, yet his heart was tangled in Zarifa. That moment replayed endlessly in his mind, the same gown, the same gust of wind, and that subtle movement that had changed everything. "Has she really come back?" he whispered to himself. 6 years ago, it had been the same night when they had last met. Zarifa had promised she would return, but she never did. Now, standing before him, her eyes held not the unfinished love of the past, but a hidden fear. From the street below, the laughter of a child echoed. Malik flinched. That laughter, that same tone. His heart skipped a beat. He leaned forward to look down. Zarifa stood there, adjusting her gown, while a small child ran toward her and clung to her arm. Malik's breath caught. "Who is this?" "Zarifa," he asked in a low voice. But there was no answer, she was gone. Only the drumbeats remained, now echoing as the rhythm of his own racing heart. The next morning, Kiwana City's market came alive again. The air was thick with the scent of colorful fabrics, drums, and spices. Zarifa paused near an old stall, her eyes cautious, as if someone were following her. Beneath the folds of her gown, she clutched something small tightly in her hands. Suddenly, a voice called from behind, "Zarifa." She turned. Malik stood before her, holding the same old drum on which Zarifa had once composed a song for him. Their eyes met, and time seemed to stop. "After 6 years, you just appear like this." Malik's voice carried a mix of surprise and pain. Zarifa spoke softly, "Some promises break under the hands of time, Malik." Malik smiled bitterly. "Or sometimes, we break them ourselves." A strange silence fell between them. Amid the market's bustle, only their breaths could be heard. Then, suddenly, a piece of cloth fell to the ground, a tiny glimpse of a child's shoe beneath her gown. Malik's eyes widened, but Zarifa quickly gathered her gown around her. "Sometimes, it's better to keep certain things hidden," she said, bowing her head. Malik murmured slowly, "And sometimes, those very secrets become a lifetime wound." Night had wrapped Kiwana City in its deep, velvety cloak. In Zarifa's room, a dim red lantern flickered, filling the air with a mixture of perfume and old memories. She stood before the mirror, adjusting her long gown, as if steadying herself before making a decision. Her hands trembled. Slowly, she reached inside the folds of her gown and pulled out a small locket, old, with golden edges. Opening it, she revealed a child's photo, deep-skinned, with eyes just like Malik's. Zarifa's lips quivered. "I kept you safe, my son." Footsteps echoed outside the door. She jumped, quickly hiding the locket back inside her gown, but it was too late. The door creaked open. Malik stepped in, silent, yet his eyes held a sea of wonder, questions, and pain. "Whose is this, Zarifa?" he asked, his voice low and shaking. Zarifa's lips moved, but no words came. Only tears fell onto the hem of her gown. Malik whispered, "Why does this child look just like my eyes?" Zarifa lowered her gaze. The faint beat of the drum in the room now seemed inseparable from the rhythm of their hearts. The air in the room seemed to have stopped. Only the lantern's flame flickered, along with Zarifa's quiet breaths. Malik stood at the door, pain etched across his face, questions in his eyes, and a silence in his heart that threatened to scream. "I'm asking, Zarifa, who is this child?" Zarifa's lips trembled. She lifted her gaze, as if seeing light after years of darkness. This is ours, Malik." Malik's feet felt rooted to the ground. "What?" His inner world shook. "I left after you went. You said you would return, but you never did. I hid this secret to protect him from the world's scorn." Anger and helplessness burned in Malik's eyes at once. "So you hid our son from me? Zarifa, why did you bury me along with him?" Tears traced shining lines down Zarifa's face. "Because if you had come back, they would have killed you, Malik. They couldn't bear to see you alive. I saved you, but I killed my own heart." The silence of the room broke. Outside, the drumbeats now seemed soaked in sorrow. Malik whispered slowly, "And now? Is it all over?" With a trembling voice, Zarifa said, "No, the real story is only just beginning." Night had deepened over the streets of Kiwana City. The drumbeats had softened, but somewhere in the distance, the roar of a motorbike spread an uneasy tension through the air. Zarifa stood by the window, clutching the locket tightly. Malik remained silently near the door, as if sensing an imminent threat. "They are back," Zarifa's voice trembled. "Who?" "Those who swore to see you dead. Those who said that if the truth came out, Kiwana's streets would run with blood." A heavy knock echoed on the door. Malik moved forward immediately, but Zarifa grabbed his hand. "No, not yet. Your name is still on their hit list." A fire ignited in Malik's eyes. "I'm not running, Zarifa. I've returned for the truth." Zarifa's lips quivered. "The price of truth is always paid in blood." The knock came again. Zarifa extinguished the lantern. Darkness swallowed the room. Only the soft rustle of her gown was heard, and beneath it, the locket glimmered, as if a new chapter of the story was writing itself. A heavy voice called from outside, "Zarifa, we know what you have. Open the door, or we'll come in ourselves." Malik whispered slowly, "Whatever happens now, hiding time is over." The door shattered with a crash. 3 men clad in black entered, their fiery weapons glinting in the dim lantern light, which reduced their faces to mere shadows. Zarifa stepped back. The hem of her gown brushed along the floor, reaching a hidden line, a mark beneath which Kiwana's old carved patterns lay buried. Malik gestured with his eyes. "The time has come." The first attack came. A bullet tore through the corner of the wall. Zarifa lunged to the floor, lifting the lower part of her gown. Beneath it, a small drum was strapped, old yet hollow, and its sound was unlike anything else. Malik stared in brief astonishment. She whispered, "It's not just a drum, it's the voice of the secret." In the next moment, she struck the drum. A resonance erupted, as if the very walls of Kiwana City had awakened spirits. The men in black stumbled back, as though invisible chains bound their ears. Seeing the chance, Malik grabbed Zarifa's hand. Together, they sprinted into the dark alley, the golden glimmer of her gown signaling their path like a guiding light. A voice echoed behind them. "You may run, Zarifa, but you will never escape its secret." Night paused at the edge of Kiwana City before an old shrine. Zarifa and Malik reached the dusty wall, out of breath, at a place where no one had come for years. Zarifa slowly drew the drum from her gown, the same old drum that held something hidden within. "This drum is the last remnant of my tribe," she said in a trembling voice. "Within it is sealed a rite, the rite that can rouse Kiwana's blood." Malik stood silently. "And the child?" Tears welled in Zarifa's eyes. "He is the heir of that rite, your son and mine, the key to Kiwana's future." A strange whisper seemed to pass through the air, as if the old walls themselves were listening. Zarifa struck the drum. This time the drum's sound was different. From within it fell an ancient seal, stamped with the emblem of Kiwana's sacred tribe. Malik picked up the seal, and suddenly lightning seemed to flash through the air. This is alive, Zarifa. Zarifa nodded. That's why they wanted us dead. This seal marks the rightful line to Kiwana's throne, and our son is that heir. From somewhere in the distance the same voice rang out again. Stop them, before Kiwana wakes again. The noise outside the shrine grew louder. Figures clad in black approached with torches. On their faces was not fear, but madness. Zarifa took the seal from Malik's hand and placed it atop the drum. If this seal breaks, Kiwana will be lost forever. Malik drew a deep breath. And if we awaken it? A spark lit in Zarifa's eyes. Then the truth will stand before everyone. The first attack came, a rain of stones, screams, and blazing torches. Zarifa struck the drum. This time its sound thundered into the earth. The ground trembled. Beams of light rose from the walls of the shrine, as if Kiwana City itself had awakened. The men in black stumbled back. Malik gripped Zarifa's hand tightly. There's no time now. We must complete it. Zarifa lifted the hem of her gown and drew an ancient dagger, engraved with the marks of Kiwana's right. This dagger, this seal, and this drum, together, they alone can save Kiwana. Lightning struck. Rain poured from the sky. With a scream, Zarifa struck the drum one final time. And the earth answered. All of Kiwana City shook. From every wall, light burst forth, as if a long-forgotten promise had come alive. The streets of Kiwana City were now bathed in light, yet behind those lights, darkness ran deep. Zarifa and Malik were inside the shrine, the seal glowed, and the drum had fallen silent. Suddenly, footsteps echoed from behind. Malik turned, and for a moment, his breath caught. You? At the door stood Jabir, Malik's old friend, who had left Kiwana years ago. He held a gun, a bitter smile etched across his face. You thought awakening the truth would save Kiwana. No, truth is the greatest weapon, one that serves only the powerful. Zarifa's voice trembled. Jabir, you were supposed to protect Kiwana's sons. I was, when Kiwana was my father's city. But you all took it away. Now this seal will be in my hands. He aimed the gun at the seal. Malik stepped forward. Jabir. This is not a seal, it's Kiwana's soul. The shot rang out. The sound ricocheted against the shrine's pillars, but the seal did not break. Instead, its light intensified. Zarifa screamed. A wave of light burst from the seal, throwing Jabir backward. He fell to the ground, yet his smile remained. You've awakened it, Zarifa, and now, no one can stop it. The light grew stronger. Kiwana City had awakened, but for whom? Kiwana City blazed with light. Clouds rumbled in the sky, the earth shook, and at the center of the shrine, Zarifa, Malik, and the fragments of the broken seal glowed. Jabir lay semi-conscious on the ground, yet his words echoed in Zarifa's mind. You've awakened Kiwana, now it will demand its price from you. With trembling hands, Zarifa lifted the drum. This city is mine, my soul. If Kiwana has awakened, I will guide it myself. Malik stepped forward, holding her hand. No, we are together, Zarifa. We always were. Zarifa smiled at him, the same smile that once held love, now transformed into sacrifice. It's time for the final beat, Malik. After this, Kiwana will rest again. Zarifa closed her eyes and struck the drum. The drumbeat soared to the heavens. A wave of light erupted from the shrine, spreading across the city. Jabir's scream echoed, the fragments of the seal dissolved into the air, and Zarifa's gown slowly fell to the ground, empty. Malik cried out, Zarifa. But only the final drumbeat remained in the air. The sun rose, Kiwana City was silent, yet peaceful. And in the wind, the same whisper echoed. He who beats the drum with love, never truly dies.